Hello, everybody. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I'm Andy Signor. I'm trying something new here. I'm always trying to figure out what story to tell you about, but I can't do every story. So I'm going to give you two stories, two unpopular opinions. And I want you to tell me down in the comments which one you preferred. I chose one to lead this video, but let's see if it clicks. Tell me if you would have preferred the other story. We're going to talk about Spider-Verse, and then we're going to talk National Treasure. I led with Spider-Verse. Tell me if you would have preferred me to lead with National Treasure. I'm curious. The comments. I want your feedback. All right, but unpopular opinions. I'm going to make two unpopular opinions based off the news that dropped today. Two stories. Let's get to the first one. This was revealed during the Into the Spider-Verse watch party that Chris Miller did. He made some tweets throughout, along with other people involved in the film, Phil Lord, Chris Miller, Lord and Miller, and they revealed that a fan asked, any chance you can tell us anything about the cameo Tom Holland was supposed to make at one point? And was it just him or the others considered in plan two? Chris said, we pitched the Sony brass an ambitious tag involving Spider-Ham, Tobey, Andrew, and Tom. They felt it was too soon. Interesting word choice here. Now, here's my hot take. My unpopular opinion, rather. I'm glad they didn't do this. Glad they didn't do this. I think that would have been a mistake. I think Sony is right. Sony's right. It was too soon. That film was beautiful. They didn't need it. It would have been nice. I wouldn't have minded it. They didn't need it, and I'm glad they didn't do it because the movie now can stand on its own merits, and now they have some time to really work that into a future installment. And I prefer that. I'm glad they didn't just resort to that right away to get everybody in there and do it as a little joke. I think let that actually become a thing later. Now that we've learned the Spider-Verse, I think they did such a beautiful job with that film. I still think that's the best Spider-Man movie we've seen. Gorgeous animation, really touching story, great performances. I cannot wait to see where they go. And I have always said it, but I kind of want to, why can't you mix live action and animation? That'd be pretty cool too. Why not? It's the Spider-Verse. Mix it all up. Could you turn into a real world and then animated world? Could there be two different kinds of dimensions that can make that happen? Anything's possible in that world that they made. So I'm all about it. I want to see more of that. I hope we get to see more of that. So I'm really fascinated by this reveal. I'm glad they finally sort of told us what the plan was. Having sort of a little joke with Spider-Ham and the three Spider-Men. Not only was it too soon, because I think let the movie land on its own merits, it just doesn't feel good enough. It feels like, oh, cool, we got them all for a quick joke. No, use them. Use them. Don't use them. Like in this, as a little tag, use them. Get them in there as part of a bit. Have them be reoccurring if we ever want to. Make the multiverse a real thing and make it not just a jokey joke at the end, but a reality. Now, do you want to see them? The question now I ask you is, do you want to see Tobey, Andrew, and Tom animated? You want to see like the animated version of them, like Peter Parker was, or could you mix live action with animation and have Spider-Ham drop into a world where they're all in it? What do you actually want? I'm okay with the live action. I understand live action makes it way harder, way easier to do it in the animation way, but there's something cool about the Spider-Verse sort of being involved in all the other Spider-Man movies officially, not just like an animated version. Why can't there be an animated universe that a lot of these were taken from? What do you guys think? I'm curious of your thoughts. Overall, my unpopular opinion, maybe it's the popular one. Am I crazy? I know a lot of fans are like, oh my God, yes, please. I think that would have been a mistake. And I agree with Sony for once. I don't always agree with them. They were right. It was too soon. Even though they pitched it and they were throwing all the balls at the wall, I'm glad they let it sort of be what it was. We got to meet Miles, Spider-Gwen, all these characters that deserve their own sort of new characters, new Spider-Men. At some point, I'm all about bringing that into the real world and seeing all of our Spider-Men together, but I want Miles there. I don't want Spider-Ham. Let's do it for real. Let's have a scene where Miles meets the other Spider-Man, and do it in a cool, fun, real way. It's like Expendables. When Expendables came out, I was excited because I'm an 80s action kid, and I was like, oh man, Schwarzenegger, Stallone, Willis, yes! Planet Hollywood in an action movie. And then they showed up in like a church scene, and they gave some one-liners, and they left. And I was like, oh, come on. No, come on. And then Expendables 2 came back, and they realized the error of their ways, and they shot like a silly but sequence where we got to not only have them do the one-liners, but we had them shooting guns and getting involved, and it was way more of a sequence. And then Chuck Norris is there. They made it way more fun. If you're going to go with the stunt cast and please the fans and have them finally meet, give them something cool to do, make it a fun sequence, not just a tag at the end of the movie. So I'm glad they didn't do it. That's my feeling on this. And then my second story, I'm curious, which of these stories would you have rather led with this story? Because I'm always trying to figure out what you guys are clicking on. National Treasure is now going to be a Disney Plus series. Now, they are still keeping National Treasure 3, which I'm excited for. This is a guilty pleasure of mine. I know a lot of people have guilty pleasures, but I have fun with these movies. They're goofy, they're big, they're fun. I love Benjamin Franklin Gates, going out there solving these adventures, stealing the Constitution, kidnapping the president, whatever he's got to do. I love it. It's fun. It's family and adventure in a big blockbuster way. So I'm glad they're still making the movie. I want to see Nicolas Cage back and do another silly movie and see where they go next. But this idea of a Disney Plus series is now in the works, where Jerry Bruckheimer is talking to Collider, and he said, we certainly are working on one National Treasure for streaming, and we're working on one for a big screen. Hopefully they'll both come out together. We'll bring you another National Treasure, but they're both very active. The one for Disney Plus is a much younger cast. It's the same concept, but a young cast. The one for theatrical would be the same cast. The film version is being written right now. The television version is in process. We have a pilot script, an outline of future episodes as well. So you can read more of my coverage over at phantomwire.com, where I get a lot of these exclusive all the day, but this is sort of my bit to sort of try and take two headlines and see which one works, and to offer my unpopular opinions. On this take, my unpopular opinion, I don't know, maybe it's popular again, and I'm wrong in both of my takes. I'm excited about this, even a younger kid version. Sign me up. The reason being, I think this is a family franchise. I loved watching this with my kids. That's where Disney Plus succeeds, making high-budget, quality family programming that we all get excited for and stream and binge together. I'm all about it. Guys, I actually really enjoyed the High School Musical series. Watched it with my daughter, and it's fun. It's well written. It's a clever concept, actually, for one of those kid shows. I think they're doing a really good job. She loves it. She's now, I didn't watch it the first time, and then she wanted me to watch it, and she's rewatching it with me, and I'm having so much fun watching with her. Look, it is what it is, but at the same time, like, I've seen the original movies with my nieces at the time, and so yes, there's a nice bonding, fun experience to watching it together with her. But I gotta say, the movie, it's pretty well done, and it's creative, and so Disney Plus is going to win if they really lean into making quality sort of event family broadcasting streaming moments. And I think they're Mandalorian and some of these other kid shows, they can get there if they start getting better IP and better funner ideas, and doing a National Treasure series with kids, big budget, fun adventures, fun set pieces with the right cast, and they don't go too Disney Channel with it. That's what I like about the High School Musical. It doesn't feel insanely Disney Channel. It feels a little bit more mature and fun, and well, like, people cared about the material they're writing. It feels more cinematic. If they go in that route, so it feels less cheap Disney cable and actually like a substantial, fun series that someone actually took some time to make sure they were into, sign me up. I'm into it. I'm for it. I love it. Look, this show does. National Treasure movies don't need to be dark, gritty, and crazy. They need to have silly, fun mysteries. It's like the Da Vinci Code for families. Is really what it is. I liked the Da Vinci Code. It was okay. I didn't like the other ones. There's two, Angels and Demons. I thought it was the only one, right? But they get a little too. It's just. I don't like that as much. I like this sort of go goofy with it. Go goofy, embrace the goofiness. Let Nicolas Cage go out there crazily trying to solve his mysteries. Give, what's his name, Justin Bartha, sort of some fun comedy lines. And Diane Kruger. It's a fun little trio. It's harmless. It's like just diet Indiana Jones. But you know what? Sometimes I like to just have a nice, fun, goofy pleasure. So I'm excited for both these projects. I'm glad they're not just moving straight to Disney Plus. I think it's smart that they're doing a third movie. Give us the Nicolas Cage thing. Maybe he gets, because they film it simultaneously, he'll make a cameo or be a mentor or something. I'm all for it. And then if they can do that, great. And then let's spin off and do sort of the kid version of National Treasure. So parents, kids at home can have fun watching a nice, big, fun Disney series. That, to me, is what Disney Plus should be embracing. If they're not going to go anywhere else, at least start amping up more of these types of shows so we can have more stuff to get excited for and have a reason to have Disney Plus, because I'm starting to run out of reasons. There's not enough content there. They really need to more. And if they're going to start just taking IPs, okay, this is one that I feel like I'm not offended by this. There's no reason you can't just make more fun adventure scenes. Am I crazy? What do you guys think? You think I'm wrong on this one or the first one? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below, or hit me up on social media anytime. I'm going to be maybe talking about some of these topics as well, fighting them a little harder, as well as other stuff, including should Johnny Depp be in the Pirates reboot? Can they make a Pirates reboot without Johnny Depp? We're going to be fighting that tonight at Nerd Wars, 9 p.m. Thursdays Always tune in live. You guys can even call in near the end of the show to get involved in the conversation. I love interacting with you guys. Thanks so much for supporting and watching. All the links to way to support. Even when you don't watch live, you can still support this channel. Support all your artists. I always say it in my streams. If you can't afford right now, I understand everyone's going through tough times, but always the channels you watch, try to do your best to support when you can. It always helps us keep the content coming to you. So thanks everybody for watching. Tell me which story you preferred. Which one should I have led with? Down in the comments below, and I'll see you tonight, Thursday night. Tonight, and every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live here on Popcorn Planet.